Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, we're going to be talking about why it looks like the upcoming Summer 2020 DLC update for Grand Theft Auto Online might either be delayed, postponed, or pushed back. Now, using those first two words, delayed and postponed, is a little silly considering Rockstar haven't even officially announced the update itself, nor have they announced when it's going to release, but you get the idea. Pushback is probably the most appropriate, because we've actually gotten some new information from Rockstar Games insider TezFunds2 that has told us it might take us a little bit longer than we're all expecting for a new DLC to arrive, as he's mentioned a couple of things on the next DLC speculation and discussion thread on the GTA forum site. So this is what he had to say earlier today. DLC was planned to release in July from the start, possibly aiming for late July, which is enough time for things to cool down. There's also a chance it could get delayed to August. The world is expected to return to normal after 2 or 3 weeks from now. I'm seeing weekly updates on Steam database. I think Rockstar figured out their way to work from home properly within the first week of May. I assume they spent all their time in April preparing to go full on development the month after. Still, it's unclear if game studios found a workaround to the mocap issue, so this is probably what holds them for now. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack in that statement. Let's start from the very beginning. At least according to him, Rockstar was preparing and planning to release this update in the month of July. It could have been even in late July. And this would make sense considering most Grand Theft Auto Online updates that we've seen in the summer have been released during the month of July. Just going back to last year, the Diamond Casino and Resort, it released in late July on July 23rd, 2019. Going back to 2018 with the After Hours update, we saw that it came out on July 24th, 2018. Again, you guys are starting to see sort of a similar trend there. 2017 was kind of a weird year because that year we also got a spring update, but we had Gun Running come out on June 13th, 2017, and then on August 29th, 2017, we got Smuggler's Run. So we kind of had 2 summer updates that year, which is why I said it was a little bit strange. And same with in 2016, we had 2 summer updates, Finance and Felony, which came out June 7th, 2016, and then Grand Theft Auto Online Cunning Stunts, which came out July 12th, 2016. So you guys can see there that when Rockstar do updates in July, especially recently, it has been towards the latter part of the month. So having it arrive towards late July would actually make sense. Now, he also stated there's a chance that the update could actually get delayed until August. Now, again, not totally shocking here because summer technically lasts until like the end of September. I know it kind of doesn't even feel like it, but we're not even officially in summer right now. That doesn't start until the end of June. So I guess you could say it would be appropriate for Rockstar to release an update like that really anytime from the end of June to the end of September. I know that sounds like a long, like 3-month period of when Rockstar could release it, but technically it would still make sense to come out in the summer. Now, when he says he expects the world to return to normal after 2 or 3 weeks from now, I'm assuming you guys know what's going on right now with the unprecedented situation that is really just happening all over the world, not only with the pandemic, but the recent movements that we've seen. So needless to say, this has been a very turbulent time for everyone, but TezFunds2 says he expects it to return to normal about 2 to 3 weeks from now. He also says he is seeing weekly updates on the Steam database page. In case you guys don't know what this is, it's a third-party site where we can actually see when Rockstar makes changes to the database branches for GTA 5 on PC. Now, I'm sure you guys might be saying, well, I don't play the game on PC. It doesn't matter. Any update that happens to PC is also going to eventually happen on the consoles, Xbox One and PS4. And he says that Rockstar have probably figured out a good way to work from home at the beginning of May. So if you think about it, Rockstar's probably only been up to speed fully for about a month now, because he assumes they spent all their time in April getting set up. And the last thing he says is that the biggest issue regarding all of this could be motion capture. And that's what probably is holding them up, because the last few updates that we've gotten have all had new characters, new cutscenes, which requires motion capture, audio booth recording work, and apparently some of that stuff might not be able to be accomplished right now, which kind of makes sense given what's happening in the world and the current situation. And sort of speaking of motion capture and sort of a follow-up to that, one user, Smart Speculation 1, said, is motion capture the first steps in creating a DLC or more towards the last? Is it possible they have completed that process in the months before the pandemic hit hard? And he said, what I know is that it's not a single session where you record everything and that's it. It takes several sessions over the course of a month or two. So there's no way the process was done before the pandemic hit hard. And Tezfun2 is absolutely right here. When Rockstar uses voice actors and motion capture artists for whether it be single-player stuff or online cutscene stuff, not all of it can be captured in a single day. There's a lot that goes on in terms of setting up the physical sets themselves, the editing of it. I mean, I barely know what happens on the surface, but I know for a fact that it all doesn't happen in just like 1 or 2 days. It's going to take several weeks, if not a couple of months, to get everything done. That's why it takes so long to create video games, because it's not an easy process, especially when you're dealing with motion capture. So it kind of makes you wonder if Rockstar isn't able to get this motion capture stuff into the game, would they just scrap it altogether? But at the same rate, it would also make you wonder if it's an update like the Diamond Casino Heist or the Diamond Casino Resort that basically was built on having a lot of new cutscenes and motion capture. Is that even possible? And that's why something like a postponement or a delay or having it pushed back might actually be likely. Now, as a follow-up to that, the discussion shifted to if there should be new types of sessions in Grand Theft Auto Online. Someone asking new types of sessions would be great, a kind of classic GTA type of session. Where Insider Tezfun2 responded by saying, featuring new session types will introduce more complexity, which is why it's less likely to happen. It's not something Rockstar can just get done within one DLC. It adds an extra question to any future DLC. How should the new content function in the other mode? Before they even reach that part, they would have to apply the same question to the existing content. For the same effort that would go into such update, it would be better to just invest in a quality of life update. And that discussion has come up a couple of times before. I remember right before the Diamond Casino Heist update came out, there was discussion if there was going to be separate lobbies for where the casino would be heisted. But as we know, Rockstar basically just turned them into like separate heist missions, similar to the ones that were introduced back in 2015, and the exact same way they functioned in the Doomsday Heist. So there was really no separate lobby. And he is right. It really just adds complexity to the entire situation because Rockstar would have to change one thing in one lobby. How would that impact another lobby? And it just seems like a lot of things could go wrong if they tried to implement that. But what he says at the end, I think, is way better, and that Rockstar should just continue to invest in quality of life updates. And I feel like there haven't been enough of those. We've seen a handful of them sprinkled in over the last couple of DLCs. Like, for example, when they ended up nerfing the power of the Oppressor Mark II, that was a nice welcome change. They added some updates to the easy way out function, but it only seems like each update has like a handful of things. It would be nice if they really invested almost an entire update to fixing a lot of the issues we've had for years now. But at the same token, you kind of have to think about this from Rockstar's point of view. Is it worth it to them to end up doing something like this? Because at the end of the day, quality of life updates don't really sell shark cards. Fancy new properties and expensive supercars do. So you have to look at it from like their business lens as well, that they want to do things that will continue to allow players to play the game, but at the same rate, they still want to make it a viable DLC, especially now since we're only getting 1-2 of these per year. This would have made a little bit more sense a couple of years ago when they had a couple of times each year to introduce something like this. However, bottom line, in sort of wrapping everything up, it really does look as if there might be a delay or a postponement or a pushing back of the upcoming summer 2020 DLC. For whatever reason Rockstar has, it looks like there's going to be some sort of pushback here. So the reason I wanted to make this video is just so you guys can sort of expect something like this by now. I think the most frustrating part of this entire circumstance is that Rockstar is just radio silent on this. Like, it would be great if we just heard from them and they said, hey, we're working on something really cool. We've had not necessarily a couple of setbacks, but it's taking longer than we thought. It'll be coming soon, but sit tight. We just haven't heard anything from them, and I think that's the most frustrating part. But I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about everything we discussed in this video today and more. If you guys did go to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.